Hi, we're gonna go Kate. Today I'm making Lbs Bacon. Yes, delicious.
Hey, Cooking with Kitty fans, we are making Guinness beef stew. So our first step is to start chopping up our vegetables. We've already chopped up our onions off camera. Kitty gets a little teary-eyed at the thought of cutting onions, right?
Yes.
So let's move on to celery. Okay, we're gonna cut all three. Good job. And just a nice rough chop. All right, so we got our celery all chopped up. Now we're gonna move on to carrots. Good job. All right, so we got our carrots and celery chopped up. Now we're gonna slice up 4 pieces of bacon. All right, and then we got about 2.5 pounds of chuck roast that we're gonna cut down into about 2-inch pieces. All right, so now we're just cutting the beef down into about 2-inch pieces for the stew. Cut. Good job. All right, so we got our beef all cut down. Now we're just gonna season with some salt and pepper. Can you go high? Go like this. If you like salt big, go up high. Here, grab a pinch. There you go. A little bit of pepper. Perfect. All right. Now let's get the skillet going, all right? All right, so we've got a stock pot over medium-high heat. First thing we're gonna do is cook up all the bacon. All right, so we're gonna cook this up till it's nice and brown and crispy. All right, so we've got the bacon all cooked, nice and brown. Pulled it out, leaving in the bacon grease, and now we're gonna add the beef in and give it a quick sear. You wanna pour all the beef in? All right, we're just gonna let that do a quick sear.
I like it.
All right, so now we're just picking the meat out, and then we're going to add our onions in a minute. All right, so now we're gonna add in our chopped onions. I'll add them in, you stir them up, okay? Give them a stir. And we're gonna let those cook for about 5 minutes. So look, we got a nice crust on the bottom there. Some of the meat from the high heat. You have to glaze that off once it's done cooking off, right? Nice font. All right, so it's been cooking for about 5 minutes. They're nice and soft. We're gonna add in 4 cloves of garlic chopped. You wanna add the garlic in, Kitty? Good job. And we're gonna cook that for about a minute just to get it warmed up. All right, Kitty, can you pour in 1 can of Guinness? There you go, pour it all in. And start to deglaze the bottom of the pan. Get all those nice charred chunks up. Okay, we're just gonna scrape and then bring this up to a boil and then drop down the heat.
That's amazing.
All right, so it's come to a nice boil. We got all the font scraped up from the bottom. So we're gonna add back in our beef and bacon. Can you give it a stir real quick? Then we're gonna add in a sprig of thyme. Put the whole thing in. It'll de-leave itself, and then you just pull it off when it's done cooking. Can you add in all the carrots and celery? Okay, stir it all up.
Oh, tastes like a stew.
All right, and last we just need chicken broth. About 2.5 cups, enough to cover everything in broth. You start pouring it in. Oop. All right, so we're gonna bring this up to a boil. drop it to a simmer for about 2 hours. Alright, so it's been cooking for about 2 hours. We're going to check the meat to see if it's fork tender. So let's pull up a piece here. And let's insert the fork. And just like that, it is ready. So what we want to do is thicken the sauce up. So what we're going to do is turn the heat up to about medium-high and let it really cook for about 10 minutes at medium-high, and that'll thicken up the sauce nicely. We're also going to make some mashed potatoes to serve this on top of. Kitty, we're not making a roux to thicken the sauce. What we're doing is, since there's so much fat from the beef and the bacon, we're evaporating off the water, and all the fat from the beef and the bacon will start to thicken up and make a nice thick sauce for us. Yeah?
Yes.
Alright, so it looks like it's thickened up pretty nicely. Let's go ahead and reach in here and grab this thyme. Get rid of that. Turn the heat off, and let's take it over to the table and start working on it. Alright, so both our mashed potatoes and the beef stew are done. We're going to begin plating. You can also serve the stew over noodles, over toast, any kind of starch you like. We just happen to prefer mashed potatoes. So we're going to get a spoonful of mashed potatoes. You want to give me a hand? Put it right in the center. Beautiful. And then, let's make a bowl. Can we get a big ladle full of the stew? There you go.
Beef stew. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. It's so good. Ooh, I love mashed potatoes. Just so delicious.